Yes,
Okay, boss.
yeah.
Please, you would confirm at if my screen is visible at your end, please. Please, if my screen is visible, please.
Yes, it says I can see your screen.
Okay, great. Thank you. So, like I said, the topic for today is how to learn faster using real projects, decisions, and no more help, no more tutorial helps. Basically, before I dive into this topic, right? I like a show of hands who clearly understands this topic we're having today. Any show of it, you don't really need to have in-depth understanding. If you just have like, if you just like a bit clarity on the topic, show of hands. Do you have anybody in the house? Um, do we have anybody? No show of hands. Oh, nice, 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 nice. Okay. Um, before I dive deep into it, and who is here? Who is here? Like, who is on this call? Not sure of what we are here to talk about. Show of hands. You are not too sure of the title or what we are doing here today. Oh, nice. Somebody is not so sure. Okay.
Sorry, sure.
Um, lastly, for those who understand what we are doing here today, please can you take over the class and explain to those who don't understand why we're here? So I just sit back and watch. That's a joke anyway. Thank
I'm
you all.
not sure, sir.
You are not sure.
We are not
Yes,
sure at all.
I have people who are so sure they can help you. They can help you clear your doubts.
I'm not sure.
You are not
I'm not
sure.
sure.
All
Yes.
right, don't worry. We'll get clarity after the class. Thank you,
Okay.
everyone. I'd like to thank my mentor. I'd like to thank Case Academy for this opportunity to speak on how to learn faster using projects, reps, and no more tutorials. My name is Omoniyi Osadare. I am a senior QA engineer at OmniRetail Technology with experience both in manual and automation testing. I work with various testing tools to ensure software products are thoroughly validated and ready for production, helping teams deliver reliable solutions that users can confidently rely on. So basically, my slide would help those as a QA, right? I try as much as possible to use this slide to help those with bad network. Probably um, they can't view my slide, right? And also I'm here to like read out all I also have in my slide. So basically I have two scenarios for those with bad network who can't see the slides, but they can hear me. Okay. So the title the subject for today is about how we learn faster. It is faster, not fast, right? There are people who are learning fast and there are people who are learning faster. So to learn faster, right? I think the first thing we need to do, or the first thing an individual needs to do, is to at least jump on a project, any project. And I want to ask a question. Every guest in here, are we into tech? Show of hands. Everybody in here, are we all into tech?
No, sir. We are just getting into it.
Okay, okay. So I try to use my slide again to to cater for those who are into tech because I do not want to go into so much tech terms. So I try to use some analogies that are not actually tech, that they are not actually tech. So I will continue. Why projects helps you learn faster? Projects move learning from theory to practice. So there are some people, when they watch tutorial videos, they believe because I've seen the tutorial videos, I've seen it from A to Z, I kind of understand what he or she saw in the tutorial video. In that person's head, I can do the project. Meaning in your head, you believe you're a badass, I can do anything. But there are other type of people again, when they watch a video, they try to put what they watch into practice, which is trying to like build a project, right? In building a project, all you just need is a simple learning formula, which is learn, build, repeat, and improve. If you see the repeat is in red color, there's a reason. If you go back to the title, you will see repetition, right? So the simple formula needed to build a project is learn. You need to learn, right? If you want to build a project, whatever project, be it a QA project, if you're in the hospitality industry, you're a caterer or you're a chef, right? You want to have a formula, right? Your formula is your framework, right? Your recipe to make Nigerian jollof rice. Various people are making Nigerian jollof rice, right? Your recipe to make Nigerian jollof rice, which is your formula, which could also be improved, right? It's your framework, right? So basically, we learn, we build, and we improve. When building a project, you face real problems, right? Like I said, there are some people when they watch a video or they watch a tutorial, they feel they can do it all. Like, I'm a badass, I can do all I see. But when they get into the project, they realize all they watch, probably they forgot or they missed some steps. They need to go back to watch that video again repeatedly, right? So if you want to build a project, all you need is you will face real problems. And how do you attend to these real problems at times, right? Times you can speak to your AI, right? You can speak to your mentor and you can read documentation. Most of us today, right, we easily have done this before too. We easily jump on things, right, without reading documentation. Trust me, if you don't read documentation, you will face a lot of challenge, right? But thank God to AI, right? You apply multiple skills at once. You remember solution longer. That is when you embark on a project. If you embark on a project, like say, I give an analogy of you being a caterer or a chef, right? You probably would have made some mistake when you're trying to come up with a recipe, right? So if you embark on a step or a project to have your own recipe, you will make some mistake, you would reduce your ingredients, some you will need to add. Finally, when you have the right measurement, you have a framework for a particular recipe, right? It's not just done at one trial. Trial and errors, trial and errors, trial and errors until you get it right, not perfect it, because things would need to be improved at some time or at any point in time. So when you build a project, you will remember the solution longer. I give an example here. Watching a Cypress tutorial is helpful. Guys, watching videos is helpful, right? But it's helpful, but the challenge with watching videos is when you watch a video, at times the steps in that video at the time of you implementing what you watched probably skipped your mind, you need to go back. I'm not downplaying watching tutorial videos, right? But building a login automation test for a real product forces you to understand some things called selectors, assertion, weight, and test structure. Okay, I gave two analogy of a chef, and second one is you watching a Cypress video. So for the chef, if you look at the image to the left, right, without a framework, randomly mixing ingredients, unpredictable results, right? This is like the first trial. At your second trial, you will get to discover that there are improvements. Your third, fourth, fifth, I don't know the last one that will make it right, but eventually you will get it right. That's repetition. You just don't stop. If you fail at your first trial, please don't stop. Try again. If you not fail per se, but if your outcome is not satisfactory, right? You keep trying again, right? Until you get it right. And getting it right does not mean that's your last bus stop. For this chef now, after several trials, he came up with a framework. And the framework is a recipe. This recipe can be sold to anybody. The recipe is there, the measurement is there. Just go. You can even have the recipe as a package. Right? Anytime you need it, just go into your fridge or wherever you store it. Just bring out the recipe. Right? You've solved the solution. You have a solution already. Because the chef embarked on a project. If you just sit and say, I know how to do this, I know how to do that, without embarking on a project, trust me, you're just lying to yourself. So let's take a QA engineer, for example, which is the right slide. Watching a Cypress tutorial. Yes, it helps. It helps. But there are other better solutions just to watching videos. So as a QA right now, instead of me having to repeat a login flow, so my job, like I said, my job is I'm a manual and automation tester. My job is to provide a stable application to end users. So if I have a product that has a login feature, instead of me to test the negative and positive scenario manually every time, right? As a QA, I would come up with a framework. The framework would make life easy. Remember, I used a chef as an instance. Recipe being the framework. I started with that for those who are not in tech to understand what we mean by framework, right? For a QA, you build a framework, right? The framework would serve you. The framework would help a QA in order not to test the login features manually, repeatedly. For instance, right, you want to test probably, let's say an e-commerce application. You need to log in before you can place order, add product to cart, check out, right? You need to always log in. And for your users, for the users of the application, right, not to suffer, right, you need to have an automation that helps you test the login feature. You test the manual, you test, sorry, I said the manual. You test the positive scenario and you test the negative scenario. Having a framework, trust me, your life will be easy. When you have a framework, all you just need to do is whatever application you want to test, web application, mobile application, all you just need to do is change the URL, get the element, interact with the element, and click the button. So basically, for a login scenario, you want to test if a user is valid, a user is not valid, the password is valid, the password is not valid. But with an automation script, with one button, you can test 15 to 20 scenarios in less than 1 minute. But having to do that manually, trust me, you will get tired, you will get exhausted. Testing time would increase. But if you have a framework, it makes your life easy. So remember, you're having a project, you're not just building a project. You're building a project probably to solve a solution. Right? Moving on. Please, there will be time for question and answer, and we will get to that. So my slide, what is tutorial L? Tutorial L is when you watch many tutorials, follow them step by step, but cannot solve problem independently. Right? What this means is, probably I've said this before. What this means is, you watch a video, probably, let me be nice, you watch a 5-minute video, and to be honest, it's not always 5 minutes. We have some videos that are 1 hour, 2 hours. You watch a 5-minute video, it's just 5 minutes. I didn't say 1 hour. You watch a 5-minute video and you want to implement that video, what the solution you found in that video to resolve the problem you are facing. You get into your own actual project, you start to implement what you saw in the video, but on the long run, you are still unable to like resolve it. What you need to do is you still go back to the video, rewind it, pause it, fast forward it, just to get to where the actual solution is. The result for tutorial L is knowledge without skill. Someone would want to ask me, what is skill? For me, the simplest way I can say, or I can define a skill to you, is knowledge with practice, with feedback, and with time. If you notice, the feedback and time, it is in a different color, still pointing us back to repetition. Right? You can't just practice once and you feel you have gotten it. Real case, right? Real case. If you want to solve a solution, you practice it. Okay, let's say you even got it at the first instance. Trust me, and you move on to other things. By the time you come back, probably must have forgotten, right? Keep practicing. When Toby was introducing me, he said he keeps learning, and I guess he's over 10 to 15 years in this industry. You don't stop practicing. Same thing with time. Same thing with time. You need time to practice. They work hand in hand. You need time to practice. So with these 4 items, right, trust me, the skill you are looking for, you would get it. Just a quick background. While I was still very young, as a QA, right? During my early stages of my career, during the early stages of my career as a QA engineer, right, I struggled with, I'm a victim of tutorial overload. If you go to my YouTube channel, what's this thing called? I created a channel just to save automation videos, manual videos, Cypress automation, Playwright, Selenium. I have channels. And when I have a problem, I run back to start searching which video solved this problem the last time, right? Because I was eager to solve problems. I often watch and save many videos, and I plan to watch them or revisit them later. I have a mentor, and when we tell people that you need mentor, in their head, they feel like, if I have a mentor, yes, my mentor would hold my hand, would teach me how to do this, would teach me how to do that. Trust me, if you don't let me go there, but I'm still coming there. If you have you need a mentor, basically, and you don't expect your mentor to solve your problem. Your mentor would appreciate if you can solve a problem, then you show the problem you solved to your mentor can give you feedback, right? Your mentor too wants to solve a problem, but if you become a burden to your mentor, like what you can ask Google, what you can ask AI, you want your mentor to do that for you. You're over stressing your mentor. Your mentor is not there for you to solve your problem, but your mentor is there to guide you, right? If you feel, I have a mentor, Toby Fagongbe, is an automation expert. You want to bring all your, imagine we are like, I can't see the data right now. We are like 50 people here, and Toby happens to be our mentor. And we all want to run to him to say, I have a problem in this. It's fine, you can have a problem, but do your research first. Google it, check within communities, speak to friends in the same industry, right? You just don't run to your mentor. Your mentor will appreciate more when you do all this. Probably you are still unable to resolve it. Then you come to him and say, mentor, I was trying to resolve this. I've done this, I've done that, I've done this, I've done that, and I am still unable to resolve it. Trust me, your mentor will give you a pointer. The pointer your mentor will give to you will probably resolve your problem. But you didn't do any research and you're running after your mentor. No, that's not mentorship. Trust me, you need to do your research. Sometimes their role is simply to point you to the right direction so you can learn how to solve it yourself. Let's even say your mentor is so generous. Mr. Toby wants to solve my problem. I come to him, I give him the problem, he solves it, because probably he's a problem solver. He provides solution. He is learning more. But what are you learning? Mr. Toby would learn more, but you, what are you learning? So you need to do some research, ask within communities, speak. Trust me, if you speak to AI, you will get a solution. Create a framework. Tell your boss that you have a framework that solves this. He'll be very proud of you, honestly. But bringing problem every time. So tutorial helps. You watch many videos. Okay, sorry. Yes, you watch many videos, step-by-step guidelines, but yet cannot solve problem independently. I talk about skills, knowledge, practice, feedback, and time. This is just a story of when I started in my early days. I would watch, I explained this earlier, I would watch many videos, 5 to 15 videos just to solve one problem. Then I love watching videos, but it's not the best approach. It's helpful, but it's not the best. My best approach today is AI, right? AI, I ask communities, right? You will get your problem resolved. If you're into the tech world, if you have a script that you don't understand, right? You need to know how to use the right prompt to speak to AI. That's very important. Right. Some people today do not know how to use Google. Google is not just about putting in any words, right? You need to use the right keyword. In search engines, they call it keywords, right? In this current time of AI, to interact with an AI, you need to prompt it. You need to prompt it with the keyword. Let me give you an instance, right? Everyone wants to live in a big apartment or have your own house, have your own mansion and all that. Right? And you go to Google and you tell Google, I want a big house, or I want to buy a big house. Google will bring you a lot of big houses in different locations. Big houses in different locations. But if you tell Google, I want to buy a 4-bedroom duplex in Magodo on 2 plots of land, direct, Google will give you results based on those keywords. same as AI. You need to prompt AI. You need to prompt AI with the right keywords to get the solution you're looking for. And AI will guide you step by step, right? How to use it, even with the documentation of whatever projects you're working on. Probably you're working on a JavaScript language, you are new to JavaScript, you're a QA wanting to build a framework for automation, right? Be it Selenium automation, be it Cypress, Selenium with C#, whatever. You have to prompt AI with the right keyword. I'm not downplaying watching video, honestly. It's helpful. But like I said, how many videos would you need to watch to solve a problem? Watching countless videos make things worse. After watching it, the solution didn't stick. The next time the issue appears, I had to go back to the same video again over and over just to solve one problem. Then when I realized something, videos were helping me to consume information, but not helping me retain it. So I changed my approach. Instead of relying on videos, I started reading documentation and using AI to ask targeted questions. A targeted question means using the right keyword to prompt AI, right? So if you want to learn fast, not fast, if you want to learn faster, you need to learn to read documentation, approach AI, have a mentor, right? With these 3 items, like you can also join community. We have a community here too, right? We have a community here. Join a community. After your research, you can ask around. Probably I tried this, I tried that. Does anyone have any other approach in resolving any issue? I have a big question, and the question is: show of hands, do we have anyone who's experiencing tutorial overload? Anybody in the house? Anybody in the house? Show of hands. Okay, nice. Okay. Before I move to my next slide, I know we all have access to YouTube to watch tutorials, right? But there are some paid training, right? Live training, right? They will give you pointers, right? Live training, you pay for it basically. Then, yeah, like I said, I'm not downplaying YouTube videos. I have watched it too. It was helpful, but it's just not retaining the knowledge, right? There are some paid videos out there, right? There's a community here, right? You have a mentor. So, lastly, question and answer section.